Hey guys, Henry
Three,
here with Henry Millennium.
2, 1.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Henry here with Henry Millennium Marketing, and thanks for joining me again today. I wanted to kind of just go through a couple of things for this morning, and really the point that I want to make is, we're always trying to obviously climb the ladder for conversions, right? Whenever we're running our Facebook ads and say our goal is to sell a product that we have over there on a Shopify store somewhere. Obviously, to optimize for the events of view, content, add to cart, ultimately purchase is typically what you hear. That is the goal, right? Is being able to use your Facebook tracking pixel effectively enough to be able to best optimize for each one of those conversions as you progress to having enough data in order to optimize for purchase. So, but I will say that and I want to just kind of illustrate this because this morning, I've been doing a whole lot of different tests, for November. Last month in October with this store, we did like $16,000 or whatever. We'll look at that here in a minute to truly confirm exactly what the amount was. But this is one of the case study Shopify stores that I'm going to be walking us through exactly what happened in the month of October. And, I'm going to do the same thing in December for November. So it's a step-by-step type of a case study. And so this morning, I just wanted to illustrate this because, the average sale on this store is $20, right? And I was running a few different campaigns, here, and one of those campaigns is the optimized add to cart. And I just wanted to show you this because I have optimized a bunch of campaigns for purchases. Since I started in late September, early October. And then we have a purchase here that came through. This is first thing in the morning. Today is Wednesday morning. I think it's November 8th. And, there was a purchase, right? And that per purchase price was $13.76 for a product that averages $20. So, I mean, this is something that I'm currently working on. I'm testing a whole lot of different ad sets. I'm testing a lot of different audience variations. I'm using both automatic and manual bidding on some of these ad sets, and I'm also utilizing quite a bit of flex targeting. So I'm doing a lot of different testing in order to find that sweet spot where I can hopefully drive the cost of my results down, and then obviously scale those sales up. But what I wanted to really show is the add to cart, right? So this is an event that you can actually optimize for. Throughout the night, there were 3 results, and those results ended up being $6.75 a piece for an add to cart. And you look over here on the far right, those add to carts actually turned in to 2 sales. I'm feeling pretty good about, this is all split testing and tinkering, to be honest with you, because if whatever it is that you do inside of your Facebook campaigns, if you do it consistently and methodically and you keep yourself organized, the data is going to rise to the top, and you're going to be able to discern for yourself what directions that you feel like you might go that might shed some profitability for you. It literally is like cutting a path through the woods, to be honest with you. But it's all data related. So you have to get into the mindset. The number one thing that you can do to be successful at this, aside from taking action and doing it every day, is to get into a rhythm and a consistency. And it doesn't have to be my rhythm and consistency. It has to be your rhythm and consistency, because with your rhythm and your consistency, you're going to understand, where the failures come from and where the successes come from. And they happen in very, very small bits when you're spending small amounts on your budget. But once you start to get that feel, once you start to understand what's going on, as that budget increases, you have control of the situation, right? Because you're actually in it. You've dug in and you're in it. And, it's a good feeling when you get to that point. And that is really what you need in order to be successful. But anyway, I digress. So looking back at this, we have the 3 add to carts. Those add to carts came in at $6.75. We ended up making 2 purchases. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip over here to my Shopify. So this is a sneak peek at the Shopify store for one of the products that we are showcasing with our case study. And this is from November 6th to November 7th. So that was yesterday's sales. Look down here at the conversion rate at 6.33%. Conversion rate was not always that good. So in October, we did quite a few things, and I'll go ahead in other videos, subsequent videos, we'll talk about what you can do on the actual Shopify side of things in order to maximize the traffic. Once the traffic, we're working really hard to target who we feel is going to be a buyer of this particular product. Whenever they arrive at your Shopify store, they have to feel comfortable. It has to be easy. There has to be a flow, and then the Shopify store itself is obviously optimized for conversion, right? So this is very, very simple stuff. Some may call it theory, but in all actuality, it's all very, very, very important because this is common sense stuff that just needs to be understood and acted upon. So aside from that, you'll notice here we had 43 add to carts. Out of the 43, we had 31 individuals purchase. That was for yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and toggle for this morning because those were the numbers that we were looking at just a minute ago. I'm just going to illustrate this because if I can get my add to carts at, a $6 cost, which was quite a bit different than the optimization that I did perform, relative to purchase. So, I'm going to test both of those because if I can drive add to carts cheap, and I know from the history and the data inside of my Shopify store and everything that I've done to create the conversion opportunities over here, if I know that when people actually add it to cart, they're very, very likely to follow through to purchase, well, then that's a whole other spectrum that I can really focus in on. I don't know why Facebook at this point has better optimized add to cart, or even if they have. All I'm looking at is the data from this morning. But historically speaking, I know that I can get add to carts at relatively inexpensive cost. So go figure. And it feels good to know that once they get to the Shopify store, for instance, today we had 4 add to carts, we had 4 orders, right? So we're hitting pretty well there. So let's look at, say, the month of October, and we'll test that theory and just look to see. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to, let's see, last month. All right, so last month, the actual sales for October ended up being $15,411.96. I thought it was just cracking 16,000, but I was wrong. It's more like 15. So on this particular store, now this is for the month of September, right? And I really cracked the code on this store probably sometime around September. I'll show you. Let's just look at this real quick. So I believe it was September. Let me go to September 14th, and we'll look at the 14th of September. Apply. Yeah, on the 14th of September, there was 0 sales. There was only 10 individuals in the store itself. On the 16th of September, 0 sales, 31 individuals visited the store. Let's look from the 17th to the 23rd of September. We started to get some people, coming to the store, started to figure out who the audience group was, driving a little bit of traffic, and that resulted in sales. So the 24th through the 30th of September. And so we're inching up in sales now at that point. So, and then for the month of October, you saw that we did, $15,000 plus in sales. But anyway, going back to what I was saying there, let me just toggle back to the last 30 days. That'll give me a look. Actually, let me just do this. October 1st through October 31st. 15,411.96. Conversion rate of 5.96. We had 1,141 visits, add to cart, 789 purchase. That's a pretty decent conversion rate. If you were to break this down daily, you'll notice that by and large, most of the individuals that add to cart actually turn into purchasers. So anyway, it's just a little bit of an observation, because every day we're having observations. We're looking at the data. We're really trying to understand what is going on. When we make changes, we're trying to see what happened as a result of those changes. It really is, a process where you get into a rhythm. And so basically my rhythm is, throughout a given day, got a lot of different things that I'm working on in projects, but as far as like a typical day working with the product and running ads to a product, I'll look at first thing in the morning, I'll look to see what happened the day before, throughout the night. I will take the day and create a plan, a solid plan as far as, if there are any campaigns or ad sets that need to be tweaked, if I need to duplicate any ad sets, change, modify any of the audience groups. I want to identify the ads in particular that were doing well. I want to kill off the ads that weren't doing well for the day. I want to go ahead and actually create new either ad sets and or ads to run at midnight. You want to turn your ads on at midnight so that Facebook has a full 24 hours in order to spend, to pace the spend as best as they can, so as to get you conversions when you're doing it automatic bidding style. So, basically throughout the day you prepare, at midnight you launch, you go to bed, you wake up, you observe, and then you make some changes for the next day. But every single day, getting into a rhythm like that, you will have success, because this is, there is something to say for gaining the efficiency of the actual processes in place, because sometimes things are a little wonky, and it might take you time in order to run the ads, or to understand your way around the Facebook Business Manager. But once you get that stuff out of the way, it's about consistency and rhythm. It's about observation and making changes. And that's really all that it is. And so I just want to really stress that. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. Every single day I'm going to provide content. We're going to peek at this stuff. We're going to look closely at what has happened for me in these case studies. I want to interject my thoughts, and I want feedback from you guys. So if you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website, my Facebook page. I have starting a e-commerce group, that's I call it Ecom Skills, SKILLZ group. So just check me out online, and follow me. And I would love to be able to provide you additional information. So anyhow, once again, this is Henry with Henry Melendi Marketing. Peace out. Thanks a lot for being here.